Good morning, everybody. How is it going? Today we're playing Ember Spirit. We're going into the bottom lane. This was random draft. Playing Ember Spirit because I wanted to try out if I can make a physical-based Ember Spirit work. Ever since 7.0, nobody has been playing physical-based Ember. It's all been about the magic damage, right? And that makes sense because, well, you have 15% spell amp. Well, you used to have. Now it's only 8. Which is really nowhere near 15, right? Like, it's not even close. And they also buffed this other talent, right? So at level 10, Ember Spirit gets a choice between 8% spell amp or plus 30 damage. There's clearly, you know, like, supposed to be the choice there between going physical damage and going magical damage, right? Now, this used to be worse. This used to be 15% spell amp and I believe 20 damage, or was it only 15 damage? But either way, they've nerfed the one side and buffed the other. And I wanted to try out the other side, right? I wanted to see how a physical damage Ember performs in the current metagame. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Quick update on my health, because that's kind of a thing these days. I feel better. I do feel a lot better. I've been taking my medicine. I have been taking it easy. And I feel like I am getting better. However, talking about medicine, I've actually run out of medicine, and over the past day and a half, something like that, I haven't had any, and I can feel how I'm already like starting to heal much slower, and how like my recovery is going much worse. And I have called my doctor though, and after I'm done recording here, I'm gonna go and pick up some new medicine. So hopefully by the end of the week or so, I should be back to full power. Right, like that's my current estimation, because like just based on the way I'm feeling, just based on the way I'm healing, I think by the end of the week I should be fine, and I should be able to just get straight back into work properly, and you know, start streaming all the time again, and make hopefully some live videos again and not just replays. Although I think the replays are fun too. Like I actually really enjoy them. I know some of you also enjoy them. I understand that there are also some of you that want the live commentary instead, but you know, I'm not saying I'm gonna stop doing that. So yeah, early game is gonna be pretty straightforward here. I'm just farming, right? I'm not going into the mid, mostly because we had a Mirana that wanted into the mid. So I'm just like, well, if you want to go into the mid, I don't see a reason why I should go into the mid, right? Like, this seems fine with me. I'm just gonna take the safe lane. So that's exactly what I do. And then I'm just gonna sit down here. I'm just gonna grind it up, you know. I'm just gonna go ahead and get as many last hits as I can and just farm up, work my way towards that Battle Fury. Because again, we are building a physical damage based Ember. Now, physical damage based Ember, I think the item build hasn't changed at all. You want your Battle Fury, you want your TP Boots, Blink Dagger, and crits, right? And then we'll see what we go from there. Although, looking at this game, we're going up against a Storm Spirit, right? And Storm Spirit likes Orchid. Orchid is just a really good item on that hero. Orchid is also very good against Ember Spirit, so that's kind of a problem. And there's kind of two ways you can deal with that. One of them would be BKB, but I personally don't really like BKB on Ember Spirit. The other one is Manta Star. And so at this point, I'm already like, yeah, no, I'm gonna get a Manta Star. I'm gonna go Battle Fury, TP Boots, probably Blink Dagger, and then Manta Star. And that's the plan. And that is the plan. So we'll see how that works out for us, right? This is a pretty cool game. That's why I'm doing the replay commentary on this. But again, the early game is going to be a little bit just farming. So I want to talk about something else, actually. You know, I've been thinking about my future. Because, like, okay, let me go ahead and preface this by saying I have no plans on stopping with YouTube. Like, at all. But some people will misunderstand what I'm about to say and think that that's what I'm saying. So I'm just going to say that. There's no plan to stop with YouTube. At least for now and for the foreseeable future. However, I've been thinking about the future, and I've been thinking about what I want to do with my life. You know? Because I'm not that old. Oh, I am 22, nearing 23. But I think it's time to really start working towards something other than just YouTube. Right? I feel like we had a fun run here, and I still enjoy this and all of that. But I have really taken a lot of time to just figure out what I want to do with my life. Right, this is kind of how I look at YouTube, and this is something I'm really happy about. It has given me an opportunity to really just like figure out who I am and figure out what I want to do. And for the longest time, you know, okay, so the thing I really want to do, I'm just gonna like, you know, I want to do game design. I know it sounds silly, and this is always my problem, right? Like, so the thing is, I have been working on Open Angel Arena. Before that, I was working on, you know, Pin My Peon and all of that. And before that, I was working on M&I mode. And I understand these are just custom games. I understand this is not like actually making a big proper game from scratch. And nonetheless, I really enjoy it, right? And I like to believe I got a little bit of a hand for it. You know, I don't know. I think I can I think in such a way that I feel like I understand what makes games fun, at least the kind of games that I want to make, right? And how to build something like that. So for example, with Open Angel Arena, a problem I have is that I wish, this is my dream, I wish I could just do this all day. You know, I wish this was just a fully fledged game, I had a fully fledged team, that all are being paid a salary, not paid to work 8 hours a day to be here. And we just sit down together and we figure out what we do next. And I can say, okay, I would like this to be implemented, and then it gets implemented. Right? And I don't have to like wait around and like kind of hope and such. And my personal dream job right now is literally to work at a game design studio, go there for 8 hours a day. Or, I don't know. Doesn't have to be 8 hours a day, right? But like, go there, do my job, come home, don't have to worry about it anymore. Oh my god, that sounds so amazing to me. Right? Because like with my current lifestyle, I'm always worrying about work. I never get to have like a moment where I'm not worrying about work. And while that's fine, right? While that's fine, and it's not like I hate it or anything like that, it's just like, oh man, I would really like this other thing. The grass is always greener. I've talked about this before, right? The grass is always greener on the other side. It always is. Also, we're going in right here on that Earthshaker. I root him up. We've got the shield come out. And honestly, I was a little bit unhappy about that. The nuke would have done it. Right? The nuke would have killed the Earthshaker right there. I managed to dodge the hook, which is really important because I very well could have died. And the Earthshaker is coming back in. He's being greedy. And I don't know why he did this, because I just shackle him up and then we burst him down. So in the end, it all ended up working out fine. I put down a Remnant. I do have enough mana to just escape out, so I do. And in the end, that fight ended up working out for us. But it was definitely a lot more risky than it needed to be, right? Like, if we just had gotten the nuke from the Omni Knight right there, we would have gotten the kill super quick, super easy. But oh well. But yeah, I wanna... Like, I've made my decision, right? I talked about being a lawyer not too long ago. And I... You know, got a lot of responses from you guys, and I considered it, and I still think it would actually be something that I wouldn't hate, right? And the thing that I really like about lawyer, that idea, is that it's just like, hey, you know, it's a proper thing. Nobody's gonna look at a lawyer and be like, oh, that's not even a real job, right? And this is always the problem I have with game design. I've wanted to do game design for a very, very long time. Like, if I think back to it, the only reason why I really never was like, oh, I want to get into game design, is because it never seemed like one of those, like, proper, real jobs to me. But, I don't know. I've come to realize that that is irrelevant. That doesn't matter. Who cares? Fuck. If I want to do that, then I should do that. Right? I should do what I want to do. And I should pursue what I want to pursue. And as such... I'm actually like I really want to look into how do I get into game design. This is now my problem. I would prefer not having to go to uni. I know that sounds silly, right? But this has nothing to do with me being lazy or anything like that. I just don't think uni is for me. I'm not a very academic person, I suppose, right? I learn really, really quickly, and I learn really, really well by just doing things. I I can do that, right? I can learn really quickly. I can learn really well through actually doing things. But the whole like academic process never really worked out for me. Like, or just sitting down and studying for hours and, you know, having exams and all of that. And I know that sounds silly, but I feel like do you guys get me? Right? I'm not being an idiot here. Like, I hope you guys understand what I mean. It's just like, I don't know. I just don't really think uni is for me. Now, of course, that means that I'm kind of being an idiot. Because it's just like, well, you want to do game design, but you don't want to go to uni. Like, how do you expect that to work? And I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I have to go to uni. And if I have to go to uni to make that happen, then we'll do that. Right? Absolutely. But mostly the reason why I'm telling you this is just like, I don't know. I found it to be a topic worth talking about, I suppose. And I wanted to know what you guys think. Because, like, maybe I'm just being an idiot. You know, maybe I don't have a hand for it. Maybe I'm just completely lacking of talent or anything like that, right? And there's no way I can make this happen. And I feel like if anybody is gonna tell me that, if it's the case, then it's you people. There's nobody that enjoys crushing somebody's streams more than YouTube comments. So, so yeah. But at the same, but also I was gonna like kind of look for help, because I imagine at least one or two amongst you maybe have some input on how that industry works. Because as I mentioned, what I really want to do now, and this is what I want to start doing with my life now, is I want to actively pursue this. Right? I want to look into, okay, how do I get started in this industry? Where do I get started? Shit, maybe I can even just send my really shitty resume to like a game studio and be like, hey, do you want me? Right? And then I can start doing that. I would be really happy about that. And that doesn't mean I would stop with YouTube. Now, of course, let's hypothetical scenario that will never ever happen. And I just like get a job somewhere. In that case, of course, I would have to do less YouTube, and it wouldn't be my, I guess, my living anymore, right? But that's really all that would change. Like, I would still be here. I would still be doing stuff. Right? I actually think my content may become better as a result. Quick note about Ember Spirit. Always have a remnant down. Right? You can see I am always using my remnants. I'm just putting one down in the back, because that's what you're supposed to do with Ember Spirit. You always have a remnant down. If you don't have a remnant down, you're gonna get fucked, man. You gotta have a remnant down. So I have a remnant down. I always have a remnant down. If I ever get jumped, I'm ready. I just push D and scoot the hell out of there. Alright, nothing to worry about. Now at this point, I'm just like, ah, shit, well, with the Storm Spirit coming down here, I don't really want to stick around for too long, so I'll just retreat away. No, I'll just go do something else. But yeah, if any of you have like any inroads, I suppose, like anything, anybody, or you know somebody in the industry, or maybe you are in the industry yourself, and you have an opinion on this, you have some tips for me as, I guess, now an officially aspiring game designer, then I would be more than happy to listen to you. That would be so fantastic. Right? That would be so cool if you guys could help me out. I already talked to a friend of mine who works in the industry. And he's like, yeah, no, wait. And then he like hooked me up with somebody else to talk to. And I still gotta do that. I haven't done that yet because he said that he doesn't really have time right now. But I should call him on Tuesday. So it's Monday right now. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Right? The thing is, right, like, I would love to have some feedback. Not necessarily feedback, but just, like, some opinions, right? Some help. Because, you know, like, we're in this together, right? It's you and me. And, you know, you can help me out here a little bit. And that would be an interesting journey to go on, I think. Right? So, yeah. That's what I want to do. Like, I've just, I don't know. Every time I think about, like, where I want to go with my life, because I've always been aware, I mean, I'm not going to do YouTube forever. I don't even want to do YouTube forever. Doesn't mean I want to stop. I just don't want to do it for the rest of my life. That's not how things work. Right? I look at all of these, like, you know, YouTube channels where, like, 10 million subscribers and get 500 views a video, and I'm just like, no, I'm never going to be that. Like, I don't want to be that. This is shit, man. Like, one day I'm going to upload a video. And I have no idea when that day is going to come. But one day, I'm going to upload a video that's just like, goodbye, folks. And that's going to be it. It's just going to be my goodbye, and then I leave. That's my plan. Now, I don't know when that day is. It's going to be in a little while. And by a little while, I mean quite a while away. But, you know, I think you get the idea, right? Anyway, we got our Battle Fury. We're still grinding it up. This game is really even. Like, you can see, it's just super fucking close. But I am just farming. I'm not too keen on all of this fighting stuff. I don't wanna be involved in this unless I have to. And I mostly just wanna grind it up. I see there's a fight up there. I could potentially go help, but there's huge risk of me dying. I just do not have the resources to properly engage. I could just go back all the way to the fountain, heal up, and then go in and help. That would take so long that it's probably not even worth it. So I decided to just, you know, continue farming, I suppose. But yeah, I guess that would be like the big announcement for today, right? Like, I talked about the lawyer thing. Like, the reason why lawyer came to my mind is because, first of all, I think it's something I would at least mildly enjoy, which was already like a big step forward for me. But it also seemed like a real job, right? But fuck it. Game design is a real job, right? Like, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm being an idiot. If I'm being an idiot, let me know. Right? Like, if you're like Baumi, you've worked on like a custom game, you have no idea what you're talking about. Then fuck. Then so be it. Alright? Then let me know. But I think I may actually be good at it. Now, enough about me. Let's go and talk about the game. Right? So the thing is, I haven't really talked about the game too much because, frankly, it's just been really straightforward. I've just been farming up. I've just been grinding it up. I keep putting down my remnants, right, because that is the most important thing. I've got my Battle Fury, now I'm farming up my TP boots. Right, up to this point, this is just old school farming, kind of like passive Ember. Right, going super hard on being a carry. And that's what I'm doing. The Battle Fury, of course, is super useful for farming. You can see I do actually hit really hard. Look at my damage right now. Like, the 30 additional damage from the talent do really matter. And yeah, so I'm just kind of doing this. I'm gonna continue doing this for a little while, right? Like, this is fine with me. So far, this is all working out well. Their team isn't super strong in the late game. They do have a lot of disable, which is definitely a problem, right? Like, you don't actually need to have the strongest late game power in terms of like somebody, you know, like an anti-mage or a juggernaut. You don't need that if you just have enough disable, because then you can just lock down your opponents so long that they cannot do anything anyway. Right, and they definitely are getting into the territory of enough disable for that. They also got a Storm Spirit, who is actually one of the strongest late game carries in the game. And by the way, this right here, I actually want to skip back really quick. Look at this fucking hook. Like, I didn't think this was gonna hit. I saw the hook. I could have moved. I just didn't think that was gonna hit. And even looking at it now, I'm like, what? How did that hit? Oh man, I honestly, I'm not joking. I remember this very much in detail. Right, I saw that hook flying at me. I could have sidestepped to the left, but I'm like, that's not hitting. That's not gonna hit me. There's no way that hits me. And then it fucking did, and I'm like, oh shit. I tried to remnant out, but he chained his hook with the ultimate perfectly, and I wasn't able to. So they do manage to get a kill on me right there, which is quite unfortunate, and I'm a little unhappy about it, I'll be honest with you. Got a big fight up at the top. Got the Omni Knight using his ultimate, the Clockwork being protected by it, right? But my team is still mostly dying. There's so much magic damage going around. So I put down a Remnant and come in. And there's two people right next to each other, and it's like a dream. I shackle them up both. Oh, shackle both of them up, right? Go in. Chase them down. Then there is the Pudge. Pudge, of course, is a little bit of a problem. I still have my Flame Guard going. I didn't want to use my ultimate if I didn't have to, just in case they turn around somehow. Shadow Shaman was still alive, right? So if like the Shadow Shaman shows up and starts shackling me or some bullshit like that, I just wanted to have a jump ready. But I didn't want to get the Pudge away. I didn't want to let the Pudge get away either. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go in, and I go in and I actually catch him. There was definitely a little bit of a risky move there, but now looking at the replay, of course, we see that the Shadow Shaman had like no HP left, so it's all good. It is all good. Okay, yeah, we're getting slowed up and all of that. This is why you always have a Remnant down, right? It's just like, this is not a big deal. I don't care. Why would I care? Unless you stun me, unless you silence me, you're not going to be able to kill me, right? Like, it just doesn't work. You can't slow me. It doesn't matter if you slow me, because I will always be able to just escape. So that's what I do. And I have a regen spawn over there. I'm like, oh yeah, awesome. Alright. There's a fight still happening at the top, but 2 of my teammates already died, and then there's 1 left. Now I'm just like, okay, well, I'm considering helping, but I just look at that minimap and I see 5 enemy heroes and I see 1 Omni Knight, and I'm like, no.
Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower? No breaking through the Dire structures.
I'm very sorry. It's actually one of the funny side cons. Oh, by the way, Remnant away every time, and this is like, this is something you can't really do with like the magic damage Ember, at least not as much, because with the magic damage Ember, you really need your Remnants to like deal damage, right? But I don't need them for that. They're just not relevant for that. Like, it's like, yeah, they're nice, they do a little bit of damage and all of that, and I will use them if it comes down to it, but right now I'm just gonna use them defensively. I'm just farming up, and you can see they're really struggling to catch me. Anyway, one of the one of the results, I suppose, of me not having my medicine anymore is I'm starting to make weirder noises. Like, I have this cough, right? And I'm sure you guys just heard it a second ago. This is like really weird noise that I made. I have no control over that, but it's been kind of funny to me because, like, it's just like changed what kind of noises I make while having my coughing fits, and it's just like, alright. But again, I'm getting better. I'm getting new medicine. I should be fine by the end of the week. Anyhow, we're 22 minutes into the video. If you enjoyed it so far, please don't forget to leave a rating on the video. I really need a haircut, and I know I'm working on it. I shackled the Pudge in place right there, hoping that the creeps finish the tower before he gets freed. And they actually do. Which was nice. It was a little bit risky, but it ended up working out pretty well. Right, like, ended up working out pretty fine. I TP into the bottom and I see there's a big ass fight in the mid lane, and god damn it, like, you guys keep fighting, and it's really not working out for us. Like, we're starting to fall behind quite a bit. I get myself the Blink Dagger. I have my Remnant down. I want to farm up here, so I go here. Just grind up these creeps. And honestly, this is the kind of situation where you really gotta be respectful of your enemy. Right, and so I do retreat out. And I do play safe. It's just like, yeah, at any moment there, you might get jumped. They do have that Earthshaker, they do have a Storm Spirit. And this is something that we gotta keep in mind in this game. They have a lot of long-range initiation. Right? They can't just go far, and that's a problem for us. So anyway, we have our Blink Dagger, we have the TP Boots, we have the Battle Fury. This is the item set I want before I really start fighting. Which means that I am now going to start fighting, right, and be involved if, you know, required, I suppose. I didn't go for the shackles right there. Possibly a mistake. The reason why I say possibly is there was no guarantee at all, not even the mildest guarantee of me actually getting that kill. Even if I even if I use my shackles, because it just could have there were like 4 creeps there, right? Like 5 creeps, I think. It's not reliable at all. I jump in, I use my shackles, I hit that guy, didn't get both of them. I don't think you can get both of them if they're like that far away. So, it was a little bit unfortunate like that. But yeah, if I can give you guys one more tip on playing Ember Spirit, learn how to do the shackles combo, right? Or like the Sleight of Fist shackles combo. WQ, practice that. Like, I promise you, it makes such a huge difference just being able to press WQ and keeping people in place. It is an immensely powerful tool. It is not that difficult to do, right? Yes, it's one of the few things in Dota that requires, like, tech skill. But it's just like, it is such basic tech skill, anybody can do it. Put down a remnant. And remember what I said earlier about being respectful and not pushing in too deep? Yeah. Should have been respectful. Shouldn't have pushed in so deep. And they kill me. It's very unfortunate. My second death for the game. I am fairly unhappy about this one too, because it was just so obvious. Right, like that was totally a scenario where it's just like, god damn it. I mean, there was no reason for me to be that far in, and I just get shit on as a result. I didn't have any map vision, there was no control. That was bad. That was bad, right? And like that's the thing. In the earlier scenario where I talked about that similar situation, it's just like, yeah, okay, you can kind of do that. Because there was just a fight in the mid lane, and you have wards, you have vision, you know where they are to a certain extent. Right? So you can somewhat predict if this is safe or not. That right there, I had no vision on anybody. I didn't know where anybody was. I just walked into their side of the map, and they got fucking dunked on. And that's what happens. Yeah, go ahead and use my Sleight of Fist again. So far, at this point, I'm not really too impressed by the physical damage Ember. But then again, I haven't been fighting that much, so it's like... You know, I don't know if you can even, like, make that call at this point. But yeah. Just gonna continue farming up. And again, now I'm working on that Manta style. Manta style, of course, doesn't add that much damage, sadly. But it does just let me get free out of the Orchid. I don't think the Storm has an Orchid yet. If we look at the items here. No, he's got a Bloodstorm. But... I don't have a Manta style yet either, right? And I can't get started on the Manta style once he has the Orchid. That doesn't make any sense, because that leaves me an entire Manta style to farm before I can ever engage him. Like, before I can do it, like, it just means that I'm gonna die often. I get the roots right there. What I should have done right there, and this was really just me being in the wrong mentality for the... because of how the game has been going, is what I should have done is I should have put down both of my remnants and just burst him. We could have gotten that kill. We didn't, because I was still in the mindset of using my remnants defensively. Right? Like, I was just putting a remnant down behind me all the time, because I'm just like, you know, like, that's what I do this game. Anyway, I missed my shackles there, which is very unfortunate. It was kind of a little bit luck-based. There's not much I can do right there, but I see those two and they're still around, so I do hit those shackles. We kill one of them. The other two is on the retreat out. I blink forward, just get a few hits in on him, and there's really not much he can do. But then the Earthshaker shows up, and it's just like, oh shit! Catch him anyway. Now the Earthshaker's on the run. I do not have any mana left, and so we just let him get away. Like, I just couldn't do anything anymore. If I had enough mana for some more shackles, I would have gone for that kill. But as is, that just probably wouldn't have worked. And so we just let the Earthshaker get away. We still get 2 kills, which is pretty reasonable. And I have my Yasha now. So we're just like on the grind, man. The fucking grindstone. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. But yeah, anyway. I kind of want to keep going back to the topic I talked about earlier with the whole game design thing, you know, but... Let me just, like, briefly touch on, like, something related to that, but... Like, something I've always struggled with my entire life, and I've talked about this before, it's just, like, always felt like, I don't know, I didn't know what to do. Right? I like to make the joke, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. Because I just don't. I stumbled on this YouTube thing. And then I just kind of was like, oh, this is working for me. I guess I'll just keep doing this until I know what I actually want to do. Right? So I did that, and I'm still doing that. And, you know, I enjoy it and all of that. But it's also, you know, eventually going to end. That's just how things are. What do I do afterwards? I got a plan for that. Right? That's why I've been saving all of my money. Like, I have all of the money I'm making from YouTube all going into a bank account. Except for the things that I have, like... Except for, like, rent and the electricity bill and the internet bill. Right? But I'm not... I don't have a car. I don't spend a lot of money. Well, I hardly spend any. Oh, big fight. Okay. We're going in. Those 2 people are in the pit. I'm not too worried about that, but then I get shackled up. And this is not good. Oh yeah, this is a problem. So I go ahead and put down the shackles. I hit the Shadow Shaman, jump him as well. The Remnant does a little bit of damage. And this is kind of a problem. I'm running out of mana. Right? I want to kill that Storm. I use the Shrine. Jumping forward, I see the Storm is there, I root him up. Denies himself, which is very unfortunate. And then there's the Omni Knight. So Omni Knight is kind of standing here, and I don't know if I should have gone in on this. This is a real problem. I try to Remnant away, but the Venomancer manages to hit me with another Gale. And they take me down. It's actually an ultra kill for the Venomancer there. Ooh. Yeah, that could have gone a lot better. Like, honestly, as long as I just get the kill on the Storm, I actually think that fight would have been fine, but he managed to get the deny. But I suppose that's kind of a kill, because, like, he's gonna get those denies, right? There's nothing I can really do about that. But, yeah. I'm now in the fights, and, you know, I'm trying to help, but they're really starting to overwhelm us a bit. It's getting scary. I do have my 500 Flame Guard Absorption now. I went for that over the other one, mostly because I just kind of think it's a little bit better. Right, like, I'll just be honest with you, I just think this one is a bit better, and it's also especially better in this game, because they do have a lot of magic damage. They don't have that much physical, but they do have a lot of magic damage. So, you know, I wanted to have the additional magic resistance. That seemed like a good idea. Well, it's not really resistance, I guess it's magic block. But yeah. But anyway, as I was saying, I just want to quickly finish this up. I don't know, it's important to me. Alright, but you know, I never really felt like I had a thing I want to do. Like, I like to, you know, make this little joke about how in school, like back in school, there used to be this, or like they used to give us these tests, like these little sheets of paper we were supposed to fill out that were supposed to tell us, like, oh, this is like a potential job for you, like based on your interests. And I failed those. And now you're gonna ask, like, how do you fail that? You can't fail that. Well, I did. Because I legit did not get a result. There just wasn't any. I'm not even joking. I'm not even fucking joking. Alright, I handed it back in. And then they, like, went through it and, like, looked in their list. And there just wasn't anything that fit with me. And I was just like, okay. That's kind of messed up a little bit. Alright, we got a big fight here going forward. There is the Venomancer. I shackle him up. I jump out of here. I want to kill the Shadow Shaman if possible. Now the problem with killing the Shadow Shaman is that he hexes me, then he shackles me, and then the Storm is here. But I do have my Flame Guard Assumption, which is awesome. And we go ahead and get that kill and blink forward, and then there's like more people. I double root them. I keep fighting, keep going in, right? And then it's just like, oh shit, we're dying. Okay. Well, this is kind of a problem. I hope my team is fine. So I go ahead and put down a Remnant. Seems like my team is actually okay at this point, so I just TP back home and heal up. Because it's just like, I don't know, I don't really want to... I'm really low, I don't want to keep going in, you know? Like, if I keep going in, that's not going to work out well. And then there's this Earthshaker that comes in, and I'm just like, oh shit, free Earthshaker. And then I miss my shackles, and I'm like, what? How did that miss? That was right on top of him. But now looking at it in the replay, it's just like, okay, I guess. Yeah, he was just barely out of radius, right? Like, the radius on these is actually pretty big. He was just barely out of there. And I was like, ah, damn it. That was so close. I really wanted that bomb, but I didn't quite get it. But yeah. Like, this is something that I have always struggled with, right? Like, I'm not somebody that has, like, confidence issues or anything like that. You know, like... I'm not somebody that, like, hates themselves or whatever. I know, like, the big funny meme on the internet is currently depression and all of that. You know? Like, I do okay. I've always done okay. But the thing that I've always struggled with is just feeling, or, like, I guess looking for a purpose. I just didn't ever know what I want to do. Like, where do I want to be? Where do I want to go? And, this is it, you know, like, this is what I want to do. And I understand there's probably a ton of people that want to do it. But not only do I think, you know, like, not only is it what I want to do, but I think I would actually be good at it. And I guess everybody thinks that, but I don't know. Alright, we're going back in. We get the double root, which was nice. That was a good double root. And we go out and just kill the Storm right away. That's always big. That guy is scary. We got the Manta Star ready. Problem is we're currently slowed up, and I can't really get my blink off. But I managed to get a root on the Earthshaker anyway, so I jump forward with the Remnant. Something I'm very hesitant to do, but just go ahead and go in anyway. And then I get eaten up by the Butch, but get another double root. And the Venomancer runs away. I blink forward, hit him a few times, Just take him down, and then there's the punch. We root him in place. A few right clicks on him is going to do it as well, and I finish him off with the Slide of Fist. It's actually a complete team wipe. That came pretty much out of nowhere. I'm like, oh shit. Well, that worked pretty well. But I think the reason why that fight went so well is because we just killed the Storm right away. You know, like, that's a big thing. It's just like, there's this really scary hero. We took him out of the fight. Oh shit, we just won the fight really easily. Because without that scary hero, they're just not that scary. Right? And then the Storm TP's back in here, and I'm like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? So I blink forward. So I blink forward. So I blink forward. There we go. I get orchided. But don't worry, we got protection. Right? Like, it's all fine. I want to kill the Storm, but I end up just killing the Shadow Shaman instead, which I thought was kind of reasonable. But then the Storm just goes super hard on our Omni Knight, and I'm like, what do you think you're doing? So I chase him down, get a lucky root. There was a 2 in 3 chance. That was just a gamble I had to take. I didn't really want to chase him any further because of Earthshaker. So the only way I really get that kill is if I get that 2 for free. Alright, so I go for it, I get it, we kill him, it's all Gucci. And we take him down. And at this point, that was actually like a really big swing. Like, you see that? We went from like 7,500 to like a 10k swing right there. Oh, fucking awesome. Alright, that's really, really big. And now we start working on the Daedalus. Now, Daedalus is where we start dealing the real damage, right? Up to this point, we're still mostly relying on our spells. Also, we're level 25 now, which is awesome. Plus 2 seconds Searing Chains, and I'm gonna go for that because I think that one is so much better than the other one. It's fucking disgusting. 5 seconds on the Searing Chains. It's just so fucking disgusting. It really is. Like, I have no other way of putting it. It is so good. I don't think the 20% cooldown reduction can keep up even a little bit. Right? But, as I was saying, we can now just kind of keep going in. We're mostly reliant on our spells still. But we're starting to really deal some physical damage as well. Right? Like, we're starting to deal some real physical damage. And I mean, that's nice. That matters, right? That's important. So we go ahead and attempt Roshan. This is honestly pretty risky. It really is. Like, this is a... Ooh. This is definitely something that could have gone pretty fucking wrong. But we had vision on the map. And they did not see this coming. I don't think so. We don't have a great Roshan killing team. We really don't. But, yeah. Now they are starting to come into this direction. And it seems that they finally realized what was going on. But it was a little bit too late. We managed to get the kill. Jump forward. I want this guy. And I don't quite get him. The shackles go into a different direction, sadly. Get a little bit of randomness right there, but our Mirana ends up going down right here. Chasing down the Pudge. And this is actually a problem. My Remnant runs out. Pay attention to it. Like my Remnant ran out. I had one, but it expired. So my team is starting to fall. And this is a real problem, because I have Resurrection. I immediately get hit by a spell. I'm trying to maybe help out my team a little bit more. But then I get shackled up, and I just... fucking die. I was just like, oh my god. That is not how I wanted that to go. Yeah, that was not good. And all of the ground we just got, you know, by having that good fight, they just got back again. Alright, like, it's just going back into their favor again. Because like, that was... oh man, that was not good. That did not work at all. I feel like that was actually a similar situation to like what we had. You know, in the fight before, we killed the Storm right away, and then they didn't stand a chance. In this fight, they killed the Mirana right away. Then we didn't stand a chance. Because we really need that Mirana. But yeah, Mirana just dropped dead. And it's like, oh fuck, now we just do not do that damage anymore. And they go ahead and start pushing down our base. Now, I could buy back. I really don't want to, because I don't think it's necessary. We have the Clockwork alive, we have the Mirana alive, we have the Warlock alive, Omni Knight is going to be back in a second. Right, yes, the tower will die, but I don't think they can actually get barracks. That's the only thing I care about. I don't really mind the other stuff. Mirana gets hooked, she manages to blink away, so it's all Gucci. Got a little bit of a rocket coming out. As you can see, they won't be able to get any barracks. They get the tier 3, which is pretty big. But in the end, the barracks are the thing that matters. And yeah. So we managed to defend. I come back alive. Now I do want to keep buyback. Right? I do have a lot of money, and I could finish up a Daedalus really soon. I don't think that's worth it. I think I'm strong enough as is. I do have a big impact on the fights. And while more damage would be nice, I think it is a worse situation for us if I end up dying, which is very possible. I'm not tanky. I'm not tanky at all. I got barely any HP.
Never refuse gold given.
Would be a worse situation for us if I end up dying and I don't have buyback. That would be terrible. So that's something I'm really, really badly trying to avoid. I do not want to be in a situation where I don't have buyback and I need it. So I am just saving up my money. Alright, just playing it conservatively. And again, I think we can win these fights even without a new item. It's just not necessary in my opinion. Just because we do have enough fighting potential. Yes, they're still ahead in kills and our graph, you know, is pretty even at this point. But I believe we have the better late game. And there are a bunch of heroes. I go in. I instantly teleport away, and this was actually a bit of a mistake from my end. I didn't mean to go that far away. I kind of forgotten where I put my remnant. So I put another remnant up. I go in and jump the patch, and this is actually like a bit of a problem. I just don't kill the guy. And then they group up. I'm like, oh yeah, let's go! They grouped up. Fuck yeah, okay. Kill the Earthshaker. Storm Spirit denies himself. A little bit early, honestly, but it's not the most unreasonable thing. And I get eaten up by the patch. But in the end, I can still remnant away. I'm all good in that regard. He start chasing us, but the shrine instantly kill the Shadow Shaman. Get the double root. Menomancer goes down. We killed Patch as well. And that ended up working out really well for us. Now I can even afford my Daedalus and still have buyback. Well, I mean, that's really the dream, right? That's what we're looking for. That's best case scenario for us. So I go in here, and I do have a remnant down. I'm not too worried about the storm. I don't think he can really solo kill me. And he jumps me, and orchids me. And I'm like, okay, let's go. Ruin him in place, and just start beating him up. Get the kill. And this is again what I mean with the 5 seconds duration on those shackles. Like, that is so big. That is so much duration. And yeah, I know the DD is gonna run out. But whatever. I didn't think it was that important. I wanted to go back home and heal up. So I've got my Daedalus now. Still have buyback. I'm gonna jump back in. There's an Earthshaker up there. Shackle him in place, and he should actually just die. Like, there's no way he survives that, and he doesn't. So we go ahead and get another kill. And those pickles, that's really what's gonna win us the game. Like, that's the kind of stuff you need if you're in a situation like that. If you can get a solo kill on somebody, oh, fuck yeah. Right, because then you can go force something. You can go ahead and force the barracks. You can go ahead and force Roshan. If it's a stalemate, much more difficult to do. So I jump in, I get the double roots. Pretty close on that. And I just jump out again. I did a lot of damage right there, and the roots last forever. We managed to line up the roots with an arrow as well. Go ahead and get another one on the patch. Patch is locked in place forever. God, I love these 5 seconds, man. That's the best fucking shit. And Patch ends up going down. I go ahead and root up the Venomancer who BKBs. Then I actually just die. But it's fine. I buy back. I come back in. I do have my Remnant down. They buy back too, but I think it's worth it. At this point, I just want to win this fight. If we win this fight, we're in a really, really good spot. Go ahead and kill the Venomancer. Patch is rooted in place as well. Go ahead and just beat him up. Easy kill, triple kill. Venomancer tries to buy back. Oh well, he does buy back, but that's not a good idea. I root him just as the arrow comes in. And this was intentional, by the way. I did mean to line that up with the arrow. And we managed to get that kill as well. Storm is here. But I mean, Storm knows what's gonna happen. And so I root him in place as well. And we just burst him down. This is what I mean with you gotta have that shackles. What's his face combo? The shackles with the roots. No, with the sleight of fist. There we go. The shackles with the sleight of fist. It is so good. At this point, I go back home after putting down a remnant. Of course, like, this is the awesome thing about Ember Spirit. You can always go home and just come back in, right? By myself. Desolator. Desolator is mostly because I think we currently have a window of about 50 seconds to go and push as much as we can. right? Like, we cannot take a fight afterwards to, like, continue, you know, like, snowballing from there. We just need to do as much damage as possible. And Desolator does amazing at pushing buildings. You know, like, you reduce that armor, it drops. So, that's why I went for the Desolator. We go ahead and rotate down here. Go ahead and start working on this. We have the bonus attack speed from the Mirana Leap, which actually came in really handy. That was very, very much helpful. And we managed to get Mega Creeps. Whew. I think this was a really cool game. Like, this was pretty fucking tough. They fought hard, but it wasn't quite enough. And honestly, you could really see, like, the potential of the level 25 talent there. Right? The 5-second route is just so insane. It is so fucking dumb. Right? By the way, at this point, Pig God, I believe, asked to have, like, for the shrine kills, because he has a quest to kill shrines. Now, I originally thought that just means that shrines need to die, but no, he actually needs to be the one to kill them. So, I think there's a little bit of a funny situation that comes up in a second, but I get jumped right here and I just die, and that's fine. It doesn't really matter, like, we already have Mega Creeps, I'm not too concerned with it. It's just not that big of a deal, right? Like, whatever. We're in such a good spot now. It is all Gucci. They may be able to defend, but they won't be able to defend if we start pushing again. There's just no way, so we're gonna be fine, and I'm not worried about it. I'm absolutely not worried about it. Although I am dead for a while. Yeah, I bought back in the last fight. And that's actually something you don't see too much of. Offensive buybacks. You know? People don't tend to do that much. But I think right there it was absolutely the right call. Right? It's just like, oh yeah, no, like... Dude, like... I bought back, I was able to come back into the fight, and we got Mega Creeps as a result. If I just die right there and I stay dead, we don't get Mega Creeps. And having Mega Creeps is a pretty big deal, you know? That's a pretty good situation to be in. So Pig God is now gonna start working on this barracks, on this shrine. Which is gonna take him forever, considering he has like no attack damage. God, this is gonna take forever, man. This is slow. Slow. And then the storm jumps him. I'm like, no, Pig God! Don't die! I mean, he's pretty tanky. He should be fine. Mirana's here as well. He puts down an ultimate. I'm still dead. I don't have buyback either, so I can't really help. Clockwork coming in. Catches 2 of them. He's taking a lot of damage, but they're currently just trying to escape, it seems. Just trying to get away. So, no, they're gonna go ahead and do that. And then they do actually manage to kill the Pudge. But mostly because the guy gave up. And honestly, like, I'm not somebody that is like a proponent of surrenders by any means, but after a certain point, it's just over. And it's over, right? Like, we got it. We got Mega Creeps, and we're just kind of like fucking around a little bit now. And the Warlock comes in and steals the shrine. He's been working on this for so long. People died for it. And the Warlock just comes in and snipes it. It's pretty next level, I gotta be honest, right? Anyway, I see those two, I jump forward. Just kill them really quick. You know, the shackles yet again. I mean, that stuff is just so good. And I decide to just finish the game. Don't want to risk anything by, you know, sticking around too long. Nah, we're just gonna end it. And so I do. So in the end, I think physical damage Ember is actually pretty solid. Although it did feel like I was just playing magical damage Ember. I suppose it doesn't really matter. It just comes down to like late game potential. But you can see like here in the graphs, this was a really close game. Like, that was a really, really close game. Like, kind of, what? This was the first lead, comeback 1, comeback 2, comeback 3. Yeah. The triple comeback. Let's go. Anyway. Let me go ahead and do the giveaway really quick. And then that's gonna do it for today. Look at that, guys. I got you regular Dota twice in a row. Am I not the best? Am I not the best? Did that just for you. Damn, I need a haircut. Alright, today's winner is... I'm not even gonna bother. This right here. And you win... how about this? A Severing Lash. It's an So Razor Immortal looks like this. If you want that, feel free to send me a message. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating on the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And sorry for pouring out my heart to you today. But I don't know. There wasn't really much else to do in the early game, right? Goodbye.